What's up, y'all? It's man, yes, the Hermit Star, back again. Let me fix this camera. Anyways, back again with another video, and I'm here to do the Pisces lunar eclipse reading for the sign of Pisces. So, if you got Pisces anywhere in your chart, sun, moon, or rising, this is for you. Of course, I had to read for you today. We are back with the reads. I'm gonna try to be more consistent. I'm gonna be real with y'all. I'm playing a lot of catch up, taking those 2 weeks off. I don't regret taking 2 weeks off. I mean, I took that off because, to celebrate my birthday and all that. But I am playing a lot of catch up. When you do a lot and you take 2 weeks off, it's a lot of catching up you need to do, at least for me. I don't know how everybody else works. If you do a lot and you could take 2 weeks and still not have to play catch up, let me know your ways, please. But we're gonna do the tarot here, and then we'll get into the oracle, of course, and see what message God, the universe, has for you today, and for this lunar eclipse happening in your sign. So we start off with the seven of wands in reverse. I was speaking about how I got a lot of catching up to do, and I don't feel overwhelmed, but this is the card of being overwhelmed. So maybe someone out there who's a Pisces also, I don't think if you did take the last 2 weeks off, or if you did take some time off, right? You're feeling overwhelmed with, what you've returned back to as far as work, or like from what I'm seeing here with the rest of your spread. I think it's just more so overwhelmed. It's going to sound crazy, but kind of like overwhelmed with joy. Because I do see you gaining a lot. And I mean, gaining a lot here. And I think part of it has to do with you feeling like maybe you don't deserve it, Maybe you feel as though you should have put in more work to gain whatever you're gaining here, or it's a very new experience for you to the point where it's like you don't know how to handle it. Like you're probably so used to not having much, so you're used to the lack mentality, but because you're gaining so much, it can be overwhelming. Maybe it's coming faster than you thought it would. And that can be causing the overwhelming feeling that you're having right now. That's my guess. Before I move on, though, I kind of want to just out of curiosity, clarify the Seven of Wands. Let's see. Wow. So that four, I had to catch it, but this Four of Cups, it's a lot of cups you're having here, right? This Four of Cups literally leaped into my right hand when I was shuffling, right? So I'm gonna take that as a sign, but this is, again, someone being blessed with something, and you're just very much apathetic to it. Like you're not proud of it. And when I say you're not proud of it, it's, again, I feel like you are probably like, I should have did more to get it. Like I don't deserve it for whatever reason. And the thing is, Pisces, and anybody, cross-watch or whoever, right? When we're blessed to get something, you deserve it. It don't matter how fast it came. It don't matter how slow it came. There are going to be people out there, haters and jealous folk, really, who will tell you like, "Oh, it took me 10 years to get something." That's because it wasn't in the cards for them to get it within under 10 years. Or it could have been another number of things outside of what was projected to them as to why they got it in 10 years and you got it in 2 months, right? Or 2 years or so, right? Less than 10 years, essentially, right? And I'm just pulling numbers out there. I'm not predicting in the next 10 years or under 10 years you're going to gain whatever. I'm just pulling whatever numbers are coming to mind right now. But you will have people who will then try to tell you you didn't deserve something because you got something sooner than they got it. Who are they to tell you that? Who are they to determine when it's your turn to get a dub? You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, get out of here. Don't listen to anybody that's going to try to tell you that BS, right? This is going to try to tell you, oh, you didn't deserve it, right? And I feel as though that 4 of Cups that showed up, and again, that 7 of Wands here, I just picked them up. These cards that showed up is because I feel like there's someone in your ear, or you've been conditioned to think that it takes 100 years to gain something, right? And you did it in under 100 years, or you are gaining all of what you're getting here in under 100 years, and now you're like, something isn't right here. Something's wrong here, right? Because I was told that it's going to take a very long time to get this thing, and it didn't take me a very long time. I must be doing something wrong. Something isn't right here. Where it's like, you really need to get out of that energy. You really need to get out of that, because you're essentially telling the universe that you don't want the blessings. You don't cherish the blessings. You actually want to you want to wait, or you want to keep pushing it off. And you've heard the saying before. I believe you heard the saying before. The universe always says yes. So it's like, if you're subconsciously telling God, the universe, I don't want this thing, universe is going to say, okay, fine. Or if you say, I don't want it right now, fine, okay, yes, you're not going to get it now. So it's like, you really be honest with yourself, Pisces. What do you want? If these blessings are coming too early for you, right? I guess continue on this path of telling the universe you don't want it right now, or just accept the fact that whatever you was conditioned, whoever's in your ear right now, or whoever was in your ear years ago, whoever conditioned you to believe that it's going to take X amount of years to achieve something, and it took you less than that, and you thought that was the right answer. Accept the fact that no, it took them X amount of years to achieve it. If they even did, because then you got those folks who will tell you it's going to take X amount of years to get something that they don't even got. You know what I'm saying? And had they spent more time focusing on themselves, they'd probably get it less than the time frame that they were told. But then they condition you to believe that you're supposed to get it in, again, 100 years. And I'm just throwing 100 out there to be hyperbolic. But you get what I'm saying, right? Or hopefully you get what I'm saying. Like, it's going to take you a long time, essentially, to get this thing. And it didn't take you as long as people told you, right? So that's my thing with this message here. We'll continue with the rest of the cards. You have the Ace of Cups here. This is like loving... like having a new love and compassion for something that isn't relationship related. I mean, obviously things could go well in your life to the point where, you might end up finding a lover. But I can tell you right now, the lover's card is not present. It's not present here. Let me look at the bottom of the deck. And just because I looked, I'll just put it out. It's not the lover's card, but it's the Magician. We'll get there when we get there. But, and that's more blessings, right? Essentially, you creating your blessings. We already here, right? Might as well pull it out. But that's just someone who is able to create more blessings, and just someone in that very much creative energy. And I think, pairing that with the Ace of Cups, what I just showed you prior to pulling the Magician, Like, again, you deserve this. You deserve this. You're putting in the work. People who are going to tell you, again, it's going to take you X amount of years and it took you less than that, or X amount of time and it took you less than that. Don't listen to them, and don't listen to that conditioning. And it's easier said than done to get rid of conditioning, right? I understand that. If anyone understands it understands that, it's me. But I'm telling you right now, that voice, that individual, that conditioning is not, it's not the type of, it's limiting. It's very limiting, and I want you to continue to grow, Pisces. So you got 2 more cards. Let's get to it. We have the Temperance in reverse. Again, going based off of this in reverse, and then that 7 of Wands in reverse. Once again, I feel like this showed up, because these array of emotions you're having, right? Did I do it right because I got it less than, did I mess up because I got it less than, the time frame? I'm achieving these things at a faster rate than I was told. Should I be grateful because I got this thing but I'm not happy? Because again, it goes against whatever I was conditioned to what I was conditioned to be, the way of looking at the situation, or what I was told in the past. That's what that Temperance in reverse is. It's like you're having a hard time trying to balance out your emotions right now, or at least that's the energy of the Temperance in reverse. Someone who's having a hard time balancing their emotions of, either highs and lows, maybe excitement versus, again, fear of, is this for me, or fear of just change and fear of success. That's the thing as well. So just being very much mindful of that energy there. Again, the Temperance in reverse, I feel like, again, is going to do you well. Now, your last card, at least with the tarot, the 9 of Cups. This is why, or this is one of the reasons why, before the Magician showed up, it was this and the Ace of Cups. And then, of course, before the Magician showed up again, you pulled that 4 of Cups, right? And now you have this, right? The 9 of Cups. Like I said, a lot of Cups energy here, a lot of material gain, a lot of wishes being fulfilled, a lot of just getting what you want. But also with that Magician showing up here, it's getting what you've worked for. And as I've stated before, I feel like part of your issue you're having, as far as, or emotional issues you're having right now in regards to this situation, is because you were told one thing and another thing happened. You were conditioned to believe it's supposed to happen in X amount of time, and it happened either earlier than it did. Or it could be the reverse. It could be you were told it was supposed to happen in 5 years, but it happened in 10 years, and you're like dwelling too much on the time. It could be that too. You're dwelling too much on how long it took you to achieve all of this, instead of just being grateful that you got it. Because there are people in life where it's like they never get to achieve the things that you achieved. They never get to do it. So because it may have taken you twice as long as, again, what you were conditioned to, what you were told how long it was going to take, you achieved it, It's like me getting my bachelor's degree last year. You know what I'm saying? At 30, I was 33 at the time because I got it before I turned 30. No, I was 32 at the time because I got it in July and I turned 33 in August of last year. I'm 34 now. But, getting your bachelor's degree in your 30s is what I'm saying here is like not necessarily something that people will say is, people will say you're supposed to get that at 25 or 20 in your 20s essentially. And it took me past my 20s is what I'm saying to you to get that. Did I look at it from that angle of, oh man, no, I celebrated the fuck out of getting that degree. One, because I got it in something that I enjoyed. I didn't stick with, I didn't stick with a major that I no longer was passionate about. I wasn't going to a school, I didn't stick to a school that I really just wasn't feeling. You know what I'm saying? Out of all my years at that school, the prior school, not the school I just graduated from, but the school I went to before, I can count on one hand the amount of professors that I actually fucked with. And that was 2. All them years, only 2 professors that made me feel like motivated, that I just thought were just great professors and great people in general. But most importantly, or at least one of the more important things, they motivated me to keep going. Yeah, I kept going, just not at that school. But at the end of the day, it took me some time to achieve something that many people have achieved when in their mid-20s or even earlier, right? So it could be a situation with you where it's like it took you, as I mentioned before, it could have been a situation where you got something earlier than what you were told, or you got something later than what you were told. I personally can't, I'm not going to try to pretend like I know what it is. You would know what it is. And if you want that personal reading and let me know, go ahead and book it. Send me an email. But as far as the situation here with the cards, at least, it does seem as though you obtained something within a time frame, whether it was too early, too late. Again, I wouldn't know if you booked that personal, but you achieved something within a time frame, and you kind of are in this mood of, should I be happy? I don't know how to handle my emotions. I should be happy that I finally got this thing, but also, it wasn't on, your timing. And, I'm gonna hit you with, the God's timing is the, only timing that matters, and you could find that cringy or whatever the case is. But I guess it's a cliche Christian quote, but it's facts. Whether you're a Christian or not, I feel as though, or whether you believe in, you follow Christianity, or I guess Christian or not, but you follow Christianity, or you're more so spiritual and stuff. I understand. I'm more so spiritual, but I'm with it. I'm still with the understanding that God's timing is, that's divine timing. That's me personally speaking. All right. You know what I'm saying? You came here, you clicked on this video, which means you kind of came here for my thoughts. Not kind of, you did. So that's just me though. But yeah, that is the tarot. We're about to get into the oracle now. But before I choose a card or read this card, I would like to remind you to please hit that like, comment, share, subscribe as well. Turn on those notifications so you know whenever I upload, and all of that is greatly appreciated. All right. So your card for today, this Pisces lunar eclipse, is getting advice. Seek guidance with an open heart, ready to learn and grow from the wisdom ordered by others, right? So I'm going to say, I'm going to add to the card and say, seek advice from trusted individuals or someone that you trust, right? Not just from everybody, because you can go on YouTube where you're watching this video and you can seek advice on anything from anybody. But it's not all good. Trust me. As someone who's gone down the advice rabbit hole of seeking advice from anybody, it's not all good. So don't do that. Seek it from trusted individuals. All right. But that's what I have for you today, Pisces, for your lunar eclipse reading. If you got anything of value from this video, please hit that like once again, comment, share, and subscribe. Make sure you turn on that notification bell so you never miss a video. If YouTube is doing its damn thing, it should notify y'all. But yeah, keep on doing your thing, keep on winning. Here is from what I'm seeing, keep on getting these blessings. You deserve it. Whether it happened later than what you believe, or earlier than what you believe, or you were taught to believe, you deserve it, and don't let anybody tell you otherwise. All right? Take care of yourself, and you see me the next time I do your reading or the next time I upload. Peace.